Thanks so much for joining us. Our top story here at 5, an armed robbery in the parking lot of a Salem Costco has put one woman in the hospital. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm John Adams. Our Jake Holter is joining us live near where that robbery happened. Jake, what do we know today?
Well, John, Salem police have announced that a man has been arrested for this crime following a search after he allegedly fled the scene. Jorge Reyes Suarez is the man police say hit a woman in the head with a handgun and stole her fanny pack while she was returning her cart in the parking lot of this Southeast Salem Costco on Friday. Police say others attempted to intervene before the man drove away in a white Toyota Corolla. The woman was taken to a local hospital for her injuries. Oregon State Police found the car and tried to catch up with Reyes Suarez before finding the car empty about 13 miles from the store. 2 Salem elementary schools were placed on lockdown while police searched the perimeter before spotting Reyes Suarez walking from the direction of the car. The gun was also found, which ended up being a realistic-looking pellet gun. Now, Reyes Suarez has been charged with first-degree robbery and first-degree assault, and Salem police add that Oregon State Police plan to file charges of felony attempting to elude. John?
Definitely a scary incident there in Salem. Jake Holter, thanks so much for that live report for us tonight. New here at 5, activists with an immigrants' rights group held a protest this afternoon at Portland Mayor Keith Wilson's house. The protest stems over a land use violation issued to the owner of the Portland Ice Facilities building in September of last year. Our Corey Johnson is in the newsroom with what leaders of the group are asking for and what the city is saying in response.
Portland Contra las Deportaciones, or PDXCD, held that march. Now, they say because the mayor is the executive of the city, he oversees permitting and development. The agency, they say, could revoke the permit, and it's a call that he could make.
Saturday, dozens of protesters with Portland Contra las Deportaciones, or PDXCD, walked from Wilshire Park to the mayor's front lawn to make a statement.
Keith Wilson, you also don't get peace while you're not standing up for people in Portland and using the powers that you can to limit ICE's power here.
Leaders of the group say they've been demanding the mayor revoke the ICE facility's land use permit since last June.
We sent over 1,000 emails to him. We've requested meetings. We've confronted him in public spaces and tried to get him to speak with us. And every time we've been met with complete silence. And it's actually only after we announced a protest going to his home that he reached out this week and agreed to schedule a meeting with us.
PDXCD isn't the only group asking the mayor's office to enact change regarding ICE. Dozens of local unions sent a joint letter this week to Multnomah County DA Nathan Vasquez and the mayor, demanding they hold federal agents accountable. This after last weekend's ICE protests where agents at the ICE building fired tear gas at a crowd, including children. But one resident who didn't want to be identified tells KGW bringing the demands to the mayor's front steps may be going too far.
It seems like overstep. I'm unclear with this new structure of government what they expect the mayor to do. I feel like he's on the same page with the protesters.
We checked in with the mayor's office about today's protest. City leaders told KGW in a statement, quote, the mayor does not have the authority to unilaterally revoke a land use agreement. However, some say that answer is not enough.
He can make an executive order and declare the building a nuisance. He could make the executive order to change zoning code to shut down the Portland Ice facility. He is abdicating responsibility, essentially. He actually has a lot of influence over this process.
Now, Brown tells me they plan to ask the mayor what exactly his plan of action is for shutting down the Portland Ice facility. A date has not been set for that meeting, but they say they're planning to meet with him next week to discuss the time. The city has also stated on its website it found that the federal government violated its land use approval for the ice facility in South Portland 25 times in a 10-month period. That's according to federal records. Corey Johnson, KGW News.
All right, thanks, Corey. A Gresham 7-year-old and her family are back in Oregon after spending 3 weeks locked up at an ICE detention center in Texas. KGW was there as the family arrived home early this morning. Libby Dowsett has an update on how they're doing.
Just wanted to share with you the good news.
Oregon State Representative Ricky Ruiz taking to social media to announce the safe return of a Gresham 7-year-old and her family detained by ICE at a Texas detention center for 3 weeks. He tells KGW the family members are reportedly thinner and tired.
They've been away for over 3 weeks. Right now, they're resting, they're recovering.
KGW was at Portland's airport as Dariana Lizeth Gonzalez de Crespo, Yohenry de Jesus Crespo, and their 7-year-old daughter returned early Saturday morning. They were escorted home by Oregon Democratic Congresswoman Maxine Dexter.
Pressure works, and the voice of a combined community that speaks with unison really is powerful.
Dexter had flown to Texas to check in on the family, but was denied access to the center.
The detention of children, especially young children, there's, just nothing that can make anyone safer by doing that.
This all began when the family took their daughter to Adventist Health in Southeast Portland, January 16th, seeking help for her nonstop nosebleed. Federal agents detained the family outside the building. A statement from DHS offered this explanation. These parents illegally entered the U.S. with their daughter in 2024 through the disastrous CBP One app and were released into the country by the Biden administration. Any application for asylum does not preclude immigration enforcement.
They waited in Mexico for their appointment. They came through the San Isidro portal legally, and it's not their fault that they were given an appointment until 2028.
We have to come together with love and not dehumanize and marginalize the people who are doing this. We have to fight hate with love.
KGW has reached out to ICE several times in the past couple days for an updated response on this story, and at this point, we have not heard back. Libby Dowsett, KGW News.